Hey, we're back. Stacking the deck. That's right. It's Ed, Kurt, and Easton.
Guys, it's me, Easton. Easton Evans.
Yeah, that's right. We have virtual Easton in the house tonight.
Yeah.
He's putting in good work, I'm sure, wherever he might be doing the what is it? We have the NBA finals tonight, so maybe,
Dude, finals game 7 tonight.
Okay. Who are you rooting for?
I'm rooting for the Halaban.
Oh yeah, the Halaban.
Yeah, the
I heard they're popping
Halaban.
off. I heard World War III's popping off.
I'm personally in the Halaban's corner as opposed to the Shisus. I'm rooting for Halaban.
Okay, cool.
Basketball heads will get that one.
Yeah, like the Mavs basketball mascot. You ever seen that guy? His like skin is basketball textured.
No. I thought the
Oh,
Mavs were a horse.
yeah, no, there's like Mavs Man, I think it's his name, and
Oh
it's
my
really
God.
creepy.
Mavs man.
Yeah, he's like he's got a basketball head, but then I don't know. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Good to know.
I didn't get our Collecticon episode up. I rewatched it after posting it, and I just chickened out. I was like, you know what? I don't want to post this. I sounded like
Why?
a big old. I don't know. I was a big old whiner in there. So maybe we'll do
Wow.
maybe we'll do like a deleted episode someday. But that
was
one
so
was not
good.
really.
I poured my heart and soul into that episode. I love Collecticon. Man, you guys, I'm just letting y'all know you really missed out. And I guess Ed's a little baby. I didn't know that. I thought you were just lazy. But he's intentionally withholding content from you, the viewer. And all I'm gonna say is Easton's got my back on this one. And he does not approve of that. So,
dude, the vibe was not immaculate. It was not.
Vibe was not immaculate.
It was not positive vibes. It was just not whatever. Yeah, it was not good. I didn't like it. I didn't like me. I didn't like me being me.
Wow, you guys hear that? Ed has an off episode. Scrap the whole thing.
Yep, basically.
Easton is over in Iran right now, but the show must go on. So,
oh my God.
Just let that sink in. All right. Just let that sink in.
We got to support our troops,
Dude. Well, what's on the
like,
docket? What do we got?
I feel like instead of nuclear war, we could have just preempted this with like a Metazoo tournament.
Oh, man, it would have popped off.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Fourth wall weapon IED.
The journey to Mecca. It's
that'd
like
that'd be a crazy Metazoo tournament for real.
All the store tourneys along the way on your journey leading up to a tower.
Dude.
Right on the wall, dude.
Oh man. We can't be talking about towers right now though.
Ooh. Nah, it's okay. Ours already came crashing down.
All right. Okay, well, cool. So,
you know what the benefit of skipping a week is we can actually talk about some Metazoo stuff, right? Like,
yeah, and there has been a lot of cool Metazoo stuff. Like, I'll rapid fire. Okay, so they did the ARG thing or whatever it's called, the app where you can go, like, was it like learn about Loveland Castle? Was that what it was, right?
What, like the text-based adventure?
Yeah. So I thought that was awesome. That was cool.
Yeah, that was very well done. Whoever, I don't know if it like gave credit to whoever put that together, but whoever did that, props to you. That was a good piece of marketing. I certainly would have never expected OG Metazoo to do anything like that. So that's really sick. It was cool. I think it was a really smart way to sort of engage your fan base and also like give them spoilers, So I think that's cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So that was a big win. It would have been cool to like, they didn't need to do the fact that they did it. This is not a criticism. It's just like it would be cool if you tied a promo or something to that, like
Right? Or like,
a-
yeah, or like
an
a
alt art.
code or something.
Yeah, I don't know, something. But that's maybe next time. Again, they could have just not done that at all, and it wouldn't have been a thing too. So that's
Mm,
even as is, it's cool. So I
yeah.
support that for sure. Um, torrential, was it torrential tides,
Parental
right? Torrential tide.
tides. Yes, the
Yeah,
water set.
yeah. That those spoilers have been full effect. The honestly, I think I don't know if it's just a few of the cards or the cards that they're choosing to show us, but so far, what I can tell is it looks like they have listened to like some of the feedback on the sort of art Metazooers like. Does
Yeah.
that seem kind of fair? Like, I feel like the art is closer to a little bit closer to like that OG Metazoo style that people sort of like.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
and
I
it
I
might
agree 100% on that.
we got us a Squonk, which was big. I know there's a lot of Squonk stands out there. So
Squonk Poncho, Squancho, if you will.
yeah.
We love a
Um,
poncho
there's
illustration.
there's one spoiled today. This really cool Casa Obake or whatever. It was a
Mm,
Japanese cryptid.
yeah, onegaishimasu. Big guy.
Yeah. Man, that guy got a big old tongue on him.
I mean, his ability is called Mischievous Lick,
Damn. That's what
and
they
we're
call me back
seeing,
in. I'm just
and we're
kidding.
seeing like for okay, we're seeing like our first little taste of like specific aura type hate, right? This taps rival Earth aura, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is really crazy.
Right? Like targeted aura hate, which I
Yeah,
think is also kind of cool because, decks can splash other types. So being able to tap out either that bring in or just pretty much invalidate, like if you're taking the first action on turn 4 and you play big guy, your opponent just doesn't get to play for that round.
absolutely,
And they just
absolutely.
go, all right, pack it in. It's like, damn.
Yeah, it's a little hardcore, but I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. The
Definitely would
power
want to
creep
try.
is definitely real for sure.
Yeah, this new set's actually something to write home about so far. I like what I'm seeing. I think again they've probably taken quite a few notes. Even the borders of the cards have the location for the cryptid. I think that's cool too. I know that was some feedback. That
Oh, they
was
do. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I know that was some feedback that was a little bit like, or at least initial feedback where it was like, oh, I really missed having that. So I think that's
Yeah.
a good plus for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
Like on the beasties, right? Like why not? That's what kind of made that metadata is what made those cryptids special. It like made casual people that were just like trying to check it out. It was a really easy talking point. Like, oh, we're in DFW. Oh, did you know that there's a Lake Worth monster? Lake Worth over by Fort Worth. That Lake Worth. Yeah, there's a cryptid, and look, here it is. And you saw all the metadata for it and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. I think it was definitely a point in Metazoo's favor to include that, and it can only help. And it
mhm.
also, they are, sort of putting it in a certain way, just kind of the way that it looks, like they're giving it a little icon, like a little pin. Maybe that location is going to come into play, right? Like maybe you have like a Terra that says if you have a beastie or a cryptid from this part or this pin part that you get some sort of bonus. I could definitely see that being worked in, and that would be the first step is getting the metadata on the card and then doing something that involves it. I think that's really cool. I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
there's a lot of people that wanted that with the old MetaZoo.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if that was really a function. I'm trying to think. There might have been like a one-off card that did that. I don't really remember. Do you know?
Mm, I mean, there were obviously location-based cards, like most recent one that everyone would know is like Point Pleasant Mothman, right?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, there was that, but not specifically like if you have X from X, X from Y, get Z. Not really that, but if you are here, then this happens. That was the whole point of the Point Pleasant Mothman and the Terra Point Pleasant. So
Yeah, but that didn't even function right?
nope, nope,
As I
it did
recall.
not. The way that it was worded, it did not. It did not function off of one another, and
Ugh. Ugh.
uh, that's kind of how that goes. But
Oh man.
yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, again, like I said, the new set's actually looking really good. As somebody who's kind of like maybe lukewarm on base set, this is actually, at least to me, far more appealing than, I wouldn't say far more. Again, I just think it's like them working out the kinks. I can actually tell based on looking at it that that's sort of what's going on. So
right.
that makes me feel good as a somewhat of like an old zooer, early adopter in the new zoo, that the
Mm-hmm.
company is receptive without being like, they don't need to go on the shoe and be like,
Ow!
your thoughts have been heard. We are doing this because you said this. That's probably not a good thing to do, but kind of subtly through what I'm seeing, that's definitely the approach I like to see,
Yeah. We like the subtlety. It's like you like to know that you were heard without them specifically like telling you. You know, what do you think, Easton? Yeah, I think that's really great. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, Easton. Okay.
Hey,
Okay,
no
bye.
problem. No problem, guys.
Yes. Um, I'm trying to think what else. They did commit. I did see some news as well that they're going to be doing OP or rolling out OP in this set's time frame, I guess you'd say, right? Like
Yep. Yep.
within this set's block. Maybe that's the way to
Mm-hmm.
phrase it. Um, so that's good. That's exciting. I don't know. I'm curious to see what that would look like. Please give me some packs to play for. I will go and that's something that would even incentivize me to reach out to a store and be like, hey, I'll play at your store if you can get this thing sent to
Yeah.
you for me to play for.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just something, right? We just want something. I think
Yeah.
that's our only ask is we want something to play for. Something other than things that we can already buy. Speaking of already buying, we're racing to the bottom on those pre-order prices. They
Oh
are,
yeah. Where are we at on those?
I mean, $80.
Oh man.
$80, and that's like the norm. That's not the exception. That's kind of the rule.
Can you
Is
even make money on it? Like why even bother selling that low?
I don't know if they lowered the price at the distro level, but like after taxes, it's like $72 a box. You're
Yeah,
making eight
so like
bucks. You're
but
making
and
no
then
bucks because you got to ship it.
yeah, there's shipping and tax. I feel like even and then your like administrative fees of your business, like the whatever ancillary, I don't know.
Yeah, there's
You
so
would
many.
think, yeah, I guess there maybe the boxes are cheaper wholesale. I guess that's the only thing I could think of. I couldn't, if it was me, I wouldn't be bothered to send out a box for $8 profit. Like
No,
I
not
can
at all.
hardly be bothered to ship out cards for, you know, that kind of profit.
Man, don't even get them started on that shit. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree. It is I guess they lowered the price. Also, speaking of distro, we can speak a little bit about the most recent Metazoo Monday. Charlie announced that printing for base set was done. There's no more base set printing. They're going to have some supplementary products that will have base set in them, but no more base set printing, which is, if I recall, did they not say in the beginning that they were going to print the first set like to demand? Wasn't that the like we will print this to demand? We will print this for as long as we can. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, but also like the weird thing is too, it's like, I mean, I guess it's nice that he publicly came out and said it, but also there's
Mm.
no like first edition to any of this stuff. So to me, it doesn't really mean anything anyways. Like what,
True.
like how much is of something is printed or um and I know the way first edition even skews, like in Pokemon, like you could have unlimited products that are rarer than first edition, but still from the consumer standpoint, I think it's nice to at least have something that denotes that.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
the alpha and beta distinction for sorcery, I actually think is meaningful to some extent,
Oh, for
um,
sure.
just from a like consumer standpoint. So um, I don't know if that's something Metazoo will ever do, but I would I'm here for it if they ever do want to push that.
I
Um,
think if they do, it needs to come in the form of like a best of set.
what do you
So
mean, like a legacy collection?
sure, or just like a smaller printed set, maybe alternate art, reprints of the
Mm,
cards, but alternate arts, and like just a gift set. Like how Pokemon, like their shiny sets with Pokemon, where they're all reprints. They're just shiny versions. They're just alt prints of the same cards, and they could do that. If there was enough demand for it. I don't know. Singles for Metazoo are in the Garbobo. Like there's anything that isn't like a hidden rare is, pennies on the dollar, and even the hidden rares just kind of keep going to the bottom. So,
yeah, yeah.
uh,
I don't understand the market dynamics is obviously not like great right now. I don't even know if it's really worth talking about or if people care, but
no.
I suspect some of that will change with OP. Like I really do. Um, the only problem is that the way that from a player, it seems weird to say this, but from like a player standpoint, it's almost like the 2 stars are the same playability wise as the 3 stars, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, so that makes me a little less optimistic on like singles prices changing too much because every player is just going to be like, well, I want the 2 star, right?
Yeah.
Um, so the demand for a 3 star or even hidden rare is really just based on pure collector status.
Mm-hmm. Or the desire to like bling your deck or whatever.
True.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Right.
there's always that factor for sure. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Like, if you really wanted to bling your deck, you would go with the hidden rare. So that kind of leaves the 3 stars out in this weird like limbo, so to speak.
True. I guess you're right. But I mean, not every card had that is a 3 star has a hidden rare. So
Yeah,
if you're purely looking for like max rarity on stuff like that, it is what it is. But I mean, I'm looking at some of these prices for these 3 stars, and they're kind of dokey.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like they're low. It seems
Oh,
low for a
oh,
box hit. You get
yeah.
1 to 2 3 stars in a box. That's your hit, right? And
But what were they at? Like $10, you said?
yeah, yeah, like 10,
Yeah.
$20.
Mm.
That's that. Uh-oh, that not good.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I mean, we can even use like the biggest one. We can use the Mothman three
That's
star.
the 3 star one where he's kind of like walking down the alley.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
We can. God, even that's like it. No, it's like a $40 around
Oh,
there.
that's not bad.
So Mothman looks to be the hit. Is just Mothman on that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
Outside of
Interesting.
that, I looked up Rainbow Crow, $15. I looked up like Trample. Trample's like a staple in green, $10. Like I don't know, man. That's
What is
kind of
what?
yikes.
But how do the prices compare to something like Pokemon? That's what I'm curious because Pokemon, like a deck for Pokemon's pennies, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pokemon is min rarity Pokemon is just next to nothing. But the reason for that is because of this like new surge in the hobby. right? You have everyone trying to buy boxes, buy packs, open those packs for the chases, get the alt art. So that means the min rarity stuff, there's just a surplus of it being opened. And it's just like a race to the bottom on everyone who can try and sell their stuff, right? Like, oh, well, I got to make my money back. I didn't hit the alt art Mewtwo, so I guess I'll
Yeah.
sell my regular Mewtwo for $1 less than the next guy, right? So Pokemon does benefit from that, which is kind of genius if you think about it, right? Like your player base is reaping the rewards of that surge. I guess the downside is you don't get to open any cards and you don't get to be a gambling addict. But
That's probably good too. Like,
but on the flip side of that, all the min rarity stuff is, very, very inexpensive, right? Like, for example, we've had Gardevoir EX in the format in the rotation for the last couple of years. Gardevoir EX is a very powerful card. It's won many regionals. I think it won internationals a time or two. In fact, the average cost of that deck is like $30. That's all min rarity. 60 card deck, $30. You can pick up Gardevoir EXs for $1 a piece. And it has now totaled its winnings through all the events that it's been legal in for the last couple of years. Its prize money that it has won has surpassed $1 million. So with that card, with that deck, it has made people over $1 million. That's pretty crazy.
It is, yeah. So my question is, like, to you, what do you think would be, like, what is the ideal price for a deck for an indie? Because, like, what do you think Metazoo should be thinking about?
Indie?
Yeah, like how, or is this even important, right? Could they go with the Pokemon model where it's like, hey, the value's only there on the hidden rares, or I don't know. Like,
I mean, I think I might have a differing opinion than some people because I want it to be affordable. I want you to be able to play the game, especially with a game like Pokemon is a little bit different than the other big three, right? Magic decks, hundreds of dollars, almost $1,000 in most cases.
Easy, yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh decks, easy $750 to $1,000, right? So Pokemon is a little bit different in the fact that min rarity stuff is just dirt cheap. So I would not really include them. So if we look at the other two big names and we see that, tournament winning decks are costing $800, $1,000. I'd say for an indie, if you can put together a meta deck, quote unquote, for $100 or less, I think that's a fair metric. I think your power cards being like in the $5 to $10 range, since we can play 3 of them in Metazoo. I think $5 to $10 on your power cards are fine. And you just want it to be accessible, right? I like that there's alt arts. I love that. Old Metazoo did not do that. They jacked the prices up on the secondary market due to like the scarcity and the way to obtain some of these power cards. And New Metazoo isn't doing that. They're like, hey, if you want to bling yo shit out, here you go. Here's the $30 version of the $2 card. Here's the $1,500 version of the $2 card in the case of like Hidden Rare Mothman. So I like that. I like that model. But I think that, one, there's got to be some sort of platform other than eBay. And I know that old Metazoo has burned that bridge for indies. They got on TCG Player.
They lit that thing. They lit that thing on fire.
And they lit the barn on fire, man. Like, and now TCG Player does not take any indie card game. Nothing. They won't even have a talk with you. Like, it's that bad. So it's tough. There needs to be a different marketplace.
It wasn't just Metazoo either, though. Like, there was other ones, like Cryptic was on there.
Yeah,
I look at that, and I'm like, dang, what were they doing?
I'm
Um, they were letting a lot of indies on for a while, and now I think they just look at it and be like, to what end, right? Like, why?
yeah, not worth our time.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Even if it's
But
not a lot of their time, right? It seems like it's just like uploading. It's like
card
matching your.
images,
Well, it's like it's all a database, right? So it's like just
right?
to make sure that the syntax is similar enough, and then the
Hmm.
card images make it up there. But you could put all that on the. You could put all that work really on the creator to deliver that to you. But even then, they probably are just like, still not worth it to us.
All right. And yeah, to think about that, it's really not it's it's tough. But I say all that to say that there needs to be an alternate platform to buy and sell your stuff. Like that isn't a Discord server or a Facebook group. There needs to be somewhere where the general consumer can Google buy Metazoo 2025 cards, singles, and they get somewhere that is professional and they can have a catalog like a TCG player. That just has to exist. And whenever it doesn't exist, it's bad, right? Because there's no accessibility. So what? Am I going to go to eBay? Like if I didn't have any MetaZoo cards, right? None. And I was like, "Oh, my friends are talking about this. I want to make a deck. Let me, go to the little deck builder. That's not even official yet, but let me go to the deck builder and build a deck and then let me start like piecing this out. Well, I have to go to eBay. So what? I have to make 30 winning like bids, 30 buy it nows to get my 50 card
Well,
deck.
then even then, a lot of those singles probably won't even like the super. It's a weird thing. Like things that are too cheap wouldn't make it to eBay because nobody wants to post like a 10-cent single.
Exactly. Right? They don't. They don't at all. It's very
At
weird.
least not
And
me. I don't know. Maybe somewhere it's
I,
been done.
I sure hope they're not, if I'm
Yeah.
being honest with you. I sure hope they're not posting up because, it's really like it has to be $1, right? It has to be like $1 is that's the
The
threshold.
minimum. Yeah. For me, it
Yeah.
would be. For me,
Yeah.
it would definitely be. But
I think
again,
that sentiment is shared with quite a few people.
yeah.
But it's like, damn, how do I even go about that? So then you're in that dilemma where it's like, how do I make my game accessible to the consumer? Is it they have to buy through all these backpack vendors online? We're not doing direct to consumer. You can't go to buymetazoo.com and purchase a booster box. You can't do that.
Could be cool if they did like a MetaZoo trade network where
Oh, it'd be
uh
cool.
like it was a platform and it wouldn't have to be super robust, but like verified middlemen, so to speak,
Yeah.
that people could send their cards in and trade for, and the middlemen would reap some sort of like, I don't know, middleman
Holding
fee,
fee.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, if you're already like a backpack vendor, which a lot of the guys are that are a part of MetaZoo,
Hmm.
you kind of leverage their network. Like they've had all these case breaks and stuff like that, and the
Yeah.
trade could even be through them. But you could make it kind of like a branded thing, like an actual campaign that could be kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, I like that a lot. That sounds really cool that
Yeah,
you
I
could
also
do
think
all that.
I also think that's somebody like that could be something people would almost fight for or like want to be in. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Knowing that you'd have to be exclusive, right? Like you're vetted and um, maybe you get some other perks too. Or honestly, it's a really an ambassador program spun up in a TCG where it's like you are a middleman for trading, but
Yeah.
it's also because you break a lot of boxes and you're streaming a lot and doing cool stuff for the company.
Hmm.
So
I don't know.
I don't
It'd
know.
be it'd be a cool angle for sure. I think I think you would only benefit from doing something like that, right? You're just trying to drive community engagement. You're just trying to get people interacting with your IP. in whatever
Yeah,
way that you can. Obviously, OP does that, right? Like that's kind of how it gets going. But okay, we've got the OP. Now what do we do? You know,
that's right.
like what do I
Yeah.
do with these cards that I won? I gotta go to eBay, or I gotta post about them in the Metazoo main Discord and catch a timeout. Like what? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, the timeout's kind of fun. It's like, oh, it's like being the kid in like elementary school where it's like you just try to act up so that way the teacher acknowledges you.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's how it 100% is.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Oh, I sure
Yeah.
do.
You're like, okay, Timmy, we know you're here.
We see you. I know mom works 2 jobs and doesn't interact with
Yeah.
you at home. All right, we get it. Oh,
All
that's
right.
but it's kind of
Yeah.
the truth though, right? Shouts out to
Yeah.
Camel Jr., our strongest soldier. He's uh
Soldiers.
he's really holding it down in the streets, catching those bands left and right. And we love to see
Hunter bands.
it. Not a ton of bands. Don't say
Yeah.
it like that.
I don't know. I've enjoyed really just kind of watching stuff unfold over the past. I haven't really been as active in Discord. I'm just kind of like seeing what is going on right now. I don't know. There's really not a whole lot to jump in on. I think OP is going to be the biggest catalyst for me if I'm going to really commit to Metazoo. I really hope they do the tournament pack stuff. That's going to be a meaningful change to me, at least.
Yeah.
It would make sense. I really do think it would make a lot of sense. Like, I know they did the convention packs and those are great, but reallocate whatever monies that would maybe go to convention packs as tournament packs.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I guess you'd have to make them different too. Like, yeah, I wonder if they are going to continue with the convention packs
I
in
mean, they
general.
said they were.
Yeah, so if they are, then maybe that's like, okay, you have to pick one. Is it convention packs or tournament packs? Which one are you going to get? I don't know.
I think we definitely go for tournament packs. I would like the tournament pack cards to be redeemable at conventions, like how the convention
Oh,
packs are.
that would go crazy,
So like
actually.
you collect a set of tournament pack cards or whatever,
Mhm.
just how like it is now. Like you redeem 20 of the non-hollow convention pack cards. You get them stamped, you get them embossed, and then you get a promo. Do that
Yeah.
with like your 10 card tournament pack set.
Oh man, that would be sick.
Then you got to go
Yeah.
to the convention, and I still think it would be so fun to like redeem them like star chips and be like, all
Yeah.
right, I've got my 10 tournament pack cards. I'm turning them in for a chance to play Dustin to try and win like some sort of convention trophy card. Like you battled through the local game store, you got your tournament pack cards, but you could either keep them because they're nice cards and they're alt arts and they're good cards, or you could go and turn them in and fight the big boss at the Collecticon. It would be sick too. Like you would have nothing but like high octane games too. It's like, what are those guys doing over there? Yeah, so like they turned in promo cards for a chance to fight, like battle an employee, and if they win, then they get a trophy card out of it.
That's what I
It's
always
like,
wanted the gym battles to feel like, or like the
I'm
Tower Master
saying,
stuff, right?
yeah,
Like again, not everything Metazoo OG was like did was bad, but I love the idea of the Tower Master, or like, and maybe we don't have to do the same thing, but you just have a guy at the tournament that's like,
you just want the
this
big
is
boss.
this is Brock. You got to battle Brock to get the promo card. Yeah, there you go.
This
Exactly.
guy.
And then to get Brock to play, the guy that you do play against, he can either be an employee or it can be a community member that's in the area.
Yeah,
That's
like an allocated champion, right?
Yeah, and then just be like, "Hey, are you free this weekend? We'd love to have you come by. If you do, we'll give you a booster box or two. I don't know, whatever it is to like make them be like, yeah, I'll show up and participate."
I also like that, only say matches last 45 minutes on average, right? Let's just say an hour. If you go to a Collecticon, you're only able to play 6 people a day,
Yeah.
right? It's 12 to 6.
But you
So
do
like,
blitz, but do like a blitz format maybe, right?
no, I like that there's only six
Oh, okay.
people that can play
Yeah.
and on both days. So you've only got like 10 people total for the shot at winning. That would make the exclusivity of those cards even higher. Where it's like, damn, I showed up and I couldn't even play somebody I couldn't even redeem my stuff. Yeah, you got to get here sooner. You got to line up for some Metazoo packs. But you're throwing down, dude. You're dueling. You're throwing down. I don't know. I just feel like that would be really cool. I really like that. Pokemon did that in the early days where they would travel around. Obviously, the Mall Tour series and stuff like
That's
that,
right.
where
Yeah.
where it was all tournaments run, and they did it over in Japan a lot, where it was Creatures employees that would go to like universities, and you would have to,
Oh
you know,
yeah, the Magikarp, right?
that's right, yeah. The
Yeah.
Magikarp card is that's how you won it. Like you played the schmucks, you played other people, and then if you won X amount of matches, day 2 you come back and you play a Creatures employee, and if
Honestly,
you win,
okay.
you get the card.
Check me on this. I've had this idea before. I don't know if I've ever told you this either, but it's either stupid or brilliant, or maybe both.
Okay.
But um, having an official like after school program
Okay.
where like you if you want kids to play your game, you send out like X free sealed product to a school or like PTA or whoever, right? But that runs the after school programs, and
Mm-hmm.
you give them like a guide on like how to set up, because the first of all, like almost every school everywhere has these after school programs, and they just need activities for kids to participate in.
Sure.
That's like constructive, not just like, oh, sit and wait until your parents pick you up, which is
Yeah.
honestly like kind of what that is too.
Mm-hmm.
But if you could do that there and get people playing, even if it's like with, I don't know, like scraps, like bulk leftover product, whatever it is that need to be strung together. But creating that in a cool, like there's something there to that's all. I know it's like kind of, it sounds like a logistics nightmare, and maybe it is, but I really do think there is something that's
it's definitely a logistics nightmare for sure. It
yeah.
would have to be rolled out to like the local schools in the area where the company is first,
Yeah.
if anywhere else. But just like running an after school program and just like pitching the idea of like,
I wouldn't
hey,
I wouldn't say like we as a company would run it. I
no,
would give like a
you would give
framework
the
of
product, the resources, and the framework.
yeah.
Almost like and again, I hate drawing parallels to Pokemon, but Pokemon did like an animated series that was called Path to the Peak, where it was an animated series where it was an after school Pokemon club that followed the main character, and she would play in the after school club, and then she went to the card shop to play in a local tournament, and then she went to a regionals and she played in regionals, and then she went to internationals and she played in the national tournament, and then she made it to worlds and she made it to the top, and it followed like that all throughout the course of every week, and it was actually really well done. Obviously it was meant as like a tool of saying, you can start there, but like it was cool, right? And I feel like being
That's
able to
awesome.
craft that story for a different card game like Metazoo would be even better, right? Like you start them off on the local level, and I honestly think, and again, I don't know if this is like predatory or you can't do it, but it's like, oh, you participate in the after school program, and you guys have X amount of people that play in the Metazoo club. Because of that, your teacher, your sponsor, whatever, is going to have y'all play in a tournament 1 week out of the 2 months or whatever. Whoever wins that, the company has sponsored you to play at a tower or like some sort of elevated event where they
Mm-hmm.
would like get them there, whether they needed cards or transportation, whatever, right? I think that would be cool. Again, probably a logistics nightmare, but
Yeah,
a,
all I'm saying is there's something there. The
a
like
cool
the
story to craft.
yeah, the entirety of the idea doesn't need to make it out, but the core of like, hey, creating something for and again, this seems like their target demographic. I'm basing this mostly off of like what I see on their Instagram. Their target demo does seem like they're going for more of
A younger
after,
audience,
like younger after school kids, and that's
a rated G audience.
I would give them PG, but yeah, I'd say
Okay.
yeah, I give it a PG for sure. Um, maybe PG-13. I don't know.
Oh, whoa, that has swear words. We can't do that.
Does it? I think they get like one, right?
I think you
I
might get
forget.
boobs at PG-13, man.
Really?
Uh,
Okay, well then maybe
Hold
not. I
on,
don't
let's
know.
look it up.
Okay. Well, rated teen. How does that sound? Teen's like
Sure.
a
PG-13 means parents strongly cautioned. It has more intense violence, stronger language, including some use of the F word,
yeah, they get one, I think.
brief or suggestive nudity.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe not. We're yeah, PG for sure.
Maybe we
Okay.
go down to PG.
Yeah. PG. That's fine. Yeah, that's cool. But I don't know. Like again, just giving people some sort of program, right? Some sort of program marketing in
A
particular.
kit.
Like, okay, yeah, you sign up for this and you get this, and here's some things that help you do whatever you would want to call this thing.
Man, but like think about the marketing potential of like a collecticon or something and saying like, "Oh, we've got, the Metazoo club from wherever high school, El Paso High School or whatever." And
Sounds like an
they
anime almost, doesn't it?
it doesn't it? But like
Yeah.
cool, right?
We are
Like
from the El Paso High,
hey,
Highlanders or whatever, right? Like
we
they're like a
we are
team,
the
like
El Paso High uh
yeah,
metal men and we have come to take your
yeah,
convention packs. Hoorah!
yeah. It feels like a Yu-Gi-Oh GX kind of thing.
Okay, it really does. But that'd be
Yeah,
cool, right? Like,
yeah, it would be. Yeah,
the Collecticons in the area, if there's any Metazoo clubs around that, maybe offer them like free Collecticon entry on Saturday or Sunday, since they participated in the club. That'd be cool, right?
yeah, or
Mom.
even like book a side room at the convention hall, right?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. There seems like a lot of cool stuff that could be done. Again, I don't think either of us know the logistics of any of that, but I think it would be cool. I think any game, especially a game that kind of wants to appeal to the general masses, right? Definitely look to the kids, to the young adults, so that
Mhm.
they can power your wallets through their parents.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Our time, like we're the core spending demographic. We're more and more so, right? Like
Oh yeah,
millennials are really filling in now as the spenders of society. It's how we spend, which is going to change the course of the next few decades for sure.
yeah.
Um, the question is, what do we spend our money on, right?
Packs of cards.
Cards. We want
Fi-
cards. I
Final
mean, that much
Fantasy
has been made
collector
clear,
boosters.
right? Yeah.
That's what we want. We want Final Fantasy collector
Dude,
boosters.
those things have been going crazy. Now you're telling me I could still get a box for 50? That's crazy. I
Okay,
thought that was
so brother, it's not a box. It's one pack.
oh, so okay, my bad. Yes. Yeah, all right.
But yes,
Whatever. Yeah, yeah, like
you could
one
get a pack for 50 bucks.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
they exist. They exist. We've had a couple of
One scratch off.
a couple a couple friends of the channel find them at MSRP, and I think Demon Fergus found one. Sean Dimension found some at MSRP, and
Dang.
they exist.
All right.
They exist,
I don't
and
know. Like
it's big
it's
gamba, dude.
yeah, well, I mean, the only thing that I'm interested in that would be flipping it. That's why I'm not buying
Oh,
them. Like what would I do? Like I think they're cool, but that's it.
mhm.
Like what am I going to do with it? Like I would
So
sell it.
you're gonna flip it,
Yeah.
but and I know we talked earlier about how you scrapped the Collecticon episode. That's all that I was hearing at Dallas Collecticon. People were, if it wasn't Pokemon, it was got any Final Fantasy MTG.
And you know those guys don't play MTG at
No,
all. Like that.
no,
Those are not.
it was like a couple of like artsy fartsy girls that were going around to the tables asking for Final Fantasy MTG. They don't play Magic, but they're
I mean,
big
they
fans of Final
might,
Fantasy.
but
No,
yeah,
maybe they have a little splash of it, but
they may
like,
have bought a commander deck once.
okay, maybe I've misjudged them, but I definitely not your typical card demo, like your card
No, no,
demographic for
no,
sure.
no, not
But
at all.
they were
Yeah.
asking for that all weekend. I heard.
I
It
still
was,
got my Bellow deck though. I do like that.
oh, hush
Right,
it up, dude.
the
Listen,
raccoon man Bellow.
listen, y'all. Don't get it twisted. Ed Chalupa does not play card games. The only cards that he plays are at the bar on Monday nights with me. Okay, that's the only cards
Well,
that Ed plays.
yeah,
Don't fall for the lies of the Jedi. Unlike me, generational card player, dude. I've been getting back into Hearthstone. Oh, love me some Hearthstone on the
I play
iPad.
Master Duel like at least a couple times a week.
A couple times a week.
Yeah, I love Master Duel. I know a lot of people hate it. It's not for everyone. It's an acquired taste.
Jesus.
It's like eating sardines. You know, some people like them.
Yeah, some people like them. Most would prefer them not be put on their pizza.
Yes, exactly.
Gross.
I know. Yeah, but it's fun. It's spice. It's a little bit of spice. It's a little bit.
It's a little bit of spice.
I just like how. Yeah, that's the funny thing about Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it's historically like. I don't know if there's ever been a time where the game actually has truly been fair. Which
No, really
like,
has.
Like even in Go, it's just like, oh, it's slower, so you think it's gonna be fair. No, you could still just like lose in the first.
You still just
like,
get
three.
sacked. Yeah, you still just kind of lose by turn 2 some games. Like, oh,
It's
okay.
like I've watched these histories of the meta, like some of these YouTube videos, and like historically, there's always been like, yeah, the bulk of the history of the game has just been like some unfair shit.
I mean, isn't that just the nature of card games, though, right?
That's what I was working up to. I was like, I've yet to really find. I think it's such a moot point to argue about balance in card games. I think it's great to aspire for that, but it's just like if you wanted a balanced game, I think I've said this before. You just play like poker or blackjack or war. I don't know, like
you just play war.
Yeah, like a card, like cards, like
Yeah.
playing cards. TCGs, on the other hand, that's kind of like the appeal. I think is like, oh, I'm gonna play some really unfair stuff against somebody.
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah.
It always is.
All right. So I won't talk about again. I don't know. Nobody cares about Yu-Gi-Oh news, but I really like the Chibi set, Monsters of Mayhem. That's those things looking cool.
Dude, Yu-Gi-Oh heads, this segment is for you. Ed talks about how he likes the cards, but will not be buying them because they cost more than $1.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But he likes the design. He likes the design.
It makes me happy to know that they are doing fun things with those cards.
Yeah.
They walked back Time Wizard rulings. That shit was brutal, mean. They were like, "Oh yeah, psych. Yeah, we're gonna take away your favorite format." Nah, just playing. Really strange how that company functions, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, power to the people, man. They listen. Vote with your wallets.
For real, yeah.
And vote they shall.
Yeah. Money talks, right?
Yeah. They said we won't buy your stupid sets anymore. No, don't do that. We'll keep printing secret rares. We'll keep printing QCRs. One QCR of retro format in our booster boxes. We promise.
Yeah. And they look at, I mean, those box prices on the retro boxes,
Hmm.
like Stampede, Bonanza, Retro Pack, those are the only boxes that are above MSRP at all. Like, and they're
Oh
not
yeah.
even substantially so, but like usually you buy a Yu-Gi-Oh box, you cannot hold that. You can't hold it. It will go to $40
I mean,
in a week.
really, it loses value as soon as you purchase it.
Absolutely.
There's not,
Yeah.
there's no,
Toxic asset.
there's not really much going on with that at all.
Yeah.
So no, it's true. It's kind of sad, but it's also true.
Yeah. You've been doing any other gaming outside of card stuff? Or actually, no. Regarding card stuff, real quick, sorcery. I
Yeah,
want to touch on that because I know you've been prepping for Gen Con. So, like,
we have.
how are you feeling? You feel prepared? You kind of still honing in, dialing in
No,
some stuff.
sorcery is a weird game that we take a look at these larger tournaments, me and the person that I test with, we take a look at these deck lists and we're like, man, these are just unoptimized as shit. Like it's
Hmm.
like the wild, wild west of card games. It's like you could tighten this deck list up so much better and it would be so much better. But it tops. So as far as where we're at, we're not. We're about halfway through our testing cycle to see what we want to play. We do get to play at a store championship the weekend before. I think it's like the 2 weeks before Gen Con. So we'll get a little practice with our deck beforehand, but it's rough. There's only so much in sorcery games. They take a while. You're looking at 45-minute games if you're playing like optimally, and
Easy,
it's
easy. Yeah.
it's not a slow game, or it's not a quick game. You don't win really fast. So it's different, but we're in the thick of it is all I can say. I don't
Okay.
I
So
don't know.
inconclusive.
Inconclusive, exactly. But yeah, no, it's been fun. It's still a game that I'm looking to play. I'm glad that I got in while the getting's good. Speaking of that, the power cards that sorcery prints, those fuckers, they increase in value. Like, I was just looking at buying a couple of extra copies of some of the power cards for my sorcery decks because maybe I don't want to proxy them. Brother, my $20 Ring of Morrigan that I bought on release for $20 is a $90 card. When did when did
Cool.
when did that happen?
Hate that. I
Where
mean,
where did where did that come from? So
sell it.
that was no. I mean, I sold one copy, but I
Oh
no, I
yeah,
got
yeah.
moved
Don't I
on.
mean don't obviously not your play copy, but
Yeah,
whatever you have extra of.
oh for sure. But yeah, no, it's sorcery is a really interesting game. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with organized play. I really hope that it gets off the ground in the sense that it revitalizes it and people come out and start playing again. Like and it's really the same problem that all the other indies are, which are people want to come out and play for something.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's
they
not
they
complicated. It's like give me a
just want to
reason
they
and then I'll
just want to
show
come
up.
out and play. That's really all that it is. So it's interesting, but yes, no, we've been practicing sorcery. Little bit of flesh and blood here and there as well, just
Mm.
because it's also interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a money game right now.
it is. I'm a fan of it. They had another big national tournament that was happening this weekend. Only reason I know is we were testing sorcery and it was on the laptop next to the sorcery spreadsheet. So another national Flesh and Blood's really popping off. If you guys are into that type of stuff, into those like smaller games. Now, Flesh and Blood is a game that does cost quite a bit to get into. I do not pay for any of my own Flesh and Blood cards. They are all borrowed, which is the best way to play a game that's not your main game. But it's really fun. I love playing Flesh and Blood casually. I don't like playing against people I don't know because I constantly have to ask about the rules and like the timings and all this stuff. Don't like doing that. But
Yeah, that's not fun.
otherwise,
Yeah.
otherwise it's pretty chill. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Um, outside of card games, you know, I'll be playing a little bit of board games here and there. I played Chicken today. I don't know if you've heard of the
Oh
game Chicken.
no, that sounds good. I like the.
Man,
I mean, I
it's
like chicken.
it's
I love
it's
chicken.
it's great. It's my favorite style of board game, dice rolling game.
Oh,
And
okay.
you're trying to roll chickens on your dice, and you're trying not to roll foxes on your dice. And that's
Oh,
the
okay.
game. First
All
one to
right.
25 chickens wins the game.
Ah, that sounds like a back alley dice game kind of thing,
Dude,
huh?
I'm saying it's so much fun. I loved it. Games take like 10 minutes. It's just a casual normie party game. I've been going out to breweries with my partner, and we typically will bring like Dominion. We'll play base set Dominion at the brewery as we enjoy a flight. So that's involves cards, but it's not a card game. It's like a deck building game. So that's my non-card game gaming that I've been into recently.
Okay.
But still
All
board
right.
games.
Yeah. I've been playing Mario Kart World.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Moneybags. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. It's I don't know. It's chaotic. It's more chaotic than the old one. The what was it, 8? But the open world, I even if you don't really race, just driving around the open world's fun. I don't explain it. Um it's Breath of the Wild, but with cars, dude, right?
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, not exactly, but it's
Mm.
that seemed like a good statement.
It's Breath of the Wild, but with cars. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
pretty chill.
Other than that, though, I mean, you're not missing anything with the Switch 2. The only reason why I picked one up is my buddy had an extra one. Essentially, he was like, "Oh, I got two, and I knew you'd want one." I was like, "Well, yes, I would," and the fact that I don't
Wow.
have to work for it feels great.
Mm.
So shout out Easton, thanks Easton for thinking of me. I'm kidding.
I see how it is.
Yeah,
Hey, look,
exactly.
he went from having my back to look. You can't see the knife, but
Stab
it's
in my
there,
back.
just
Yeah,
stabbing me in the back.
stab in the deck.
Oh no! Stabbing the back of the deck. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. You know, I wanna talk about, and I don't know if you wanted to bring that up, but that card mill thing was cool, and
yeah,
it reminded
yeah.
me of something else. So what we were looking at, it's a Kickstarter that hasn't started yet, but it's like an automated like card scanner, and it uses AI to recognize the cards that you run through the little sorter, and it looks at it, scans it, throws it in a bin, and you can designate this little moving bin at the bottom of it to sort your cards, right? And stuff like this is a first. I haven't seen like the scanner that like scans it, recognizes it, sorts it, but people have come up with like little 3D printed things where you slip your phone in and it's at like the perfect picture taking like dimensions. So you put your phone in the top and then you put the card in the bottom and
Yeah.
it lines it up perfectly. So like you can see it and then you like use it to take perfect photos of your cards. You can also use it with the collector app, which has a scanning feature. Like you can point the collector app at a card and it'll pull up all of its pricing data. People do that to like log their collection that way. But this card mill thing, and we'll definitely cover it I'm sure once the Kickstarter actually gets off the ground and gets going. Looks like it's July 22nd is whenever it's launching. So check us a month
Yeah.
from now exactly, and we'll take a look at it. But it seems really nice and really cool to I don't know. It just feels like I kind of hate how cards are evolving like this, right?
Well, I just think like what it's interesting is like you're like, oh, this is a great tool for the store, the LGS, and I'm like,
Yeah.
actually, I think this is probably more, if I had to guess, was more geared towards the like TCG player store owner that operates out of their home.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right. I definitely don't consider that as much, even though I'm one of those, but I'm just on like a much, much smaller scale.
Yeah.
I process like 5 orders a week as opposed to some in-home operations processing hundreds of orders a week, and it's just like one guy, right? So I get that. I definitely get that, but I think that technology would be invaluable for a small LGS. That they do still exist, and they typically underpay an employee, $12 to $15 an hour to come sort cards and list
if
them.
that,
And
dude. Yeah.
yeah, well, okay, $12 an hour to come in and sort cards and list them and condition check them. And one small payment of $1,000. I don't know how much this card mill is, but one small one-time payment, and suddenly, goodbye, Timmy at the card shop. You're on the other side of the counter now. We've got the card bot 5,000 to do your job for you.
Yeah, both sucks and sorts.
Hey, hold on. That's only if you back the sexy tier on Kickstarter.
Oh, well, I wouldn't back any other tier personally. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah. No, technology, cool stuff, exciting stuff.
Technology, cool stuff. Good Lord.
Oh man.
I think on that bombshell we got to end it.
Yeah, that's right. All right, everyone. Thank you for stacking.
Oh, Easton, get in here on this. Stack the deck.
Jack. Yeah. All right.
There you
Thanks,
go.
everyone. Bye.